Okay, guys, today's session is on change, right? Changes in life, changes that happens whether we like it or not. And if we have a better understanding, we can change it for the better. If we don't understand, it can change for the worse. Or if we don't care, it just changes regardless. And we're really here to talk about the positive direction of change, understanding what life is about and why do we need to change, because things keep changing regardless. And when we change and we understand that things actually change regardless, we're able to change in that positive direction and be able to keep ourselves in the know, be able to keep up, and that is responsible for your happiness, your better health, your fulfillment, your desires, radiating happy energy, around others, a more purposeful life, and as we see that everything changes around us, you just watch nature for itself, everything don't stay the same, even though sometimes it's like a cycle, it still changes, everything around us changes, so why won't our life change? But we get so comfortable, with wanting things to stay the same, and when it don't, stay the same, you get this sense of feeling of unfulfillment. This is where your depression comes in, you're sad, upset, all the negative things in a bunch, because we haven't really prepared, no, not everything you can prepare for in life, but in a nutshell, there's a lot of things that we can prepare for, although preparation and reality is two different things, we can still cushion the blow by preparing ourselves for the changes that is about to happen, and I was a person that once had to understand this, because during my certain situations while growing up, things that just happened to me, and I think or thought to myself, this is how the way things are, but as time had passed by and I looked at other people's lives and other situations and different things, I realized that things can change. So even if things did seem dim for me right now, at that point in time, I could have changed, and I could have changed in a positive direction, and that I did. You could change the way how you look, a total complete way on how you look, the way you eat, the job you have, the lifestyle that you live, it's nice to know that you can change your life anytime you like, and that's powerful, and that's one of our gifts as human beings. We're able to change into whoever we want to be and whoever we want to become, understand? And we can adapt, and these changes, as we spoke earlier, they keep people around in your life, or the ones that you want to be around, or the ones that is worthy of being around, they'll always have respect for you. You know, they'll always want to be around you because you're forever changing. You know, and that's growth. People like to see growth. They like to see progress. You know, they could always look to someone to look up to, look to someone to have respect for. You know, things that they don't understand. You know, directly or indirectly, you're actually teaching them. You know, how to keep up with change. Because what happens to me or you or them happens basically to everyone. You know, and everyone is always looking for answers on how we can, you know, deal with certain situations in our life. You know, the best way to deal with it. You know, find out ways to get strength to deal with these situations. You know, problems. You know, things that arise. You know, things that we're confused about. You know, and you being the person that has the knowledge and the understanding about changes. You know, and preparing yourself for these things always give you an upper hand. You know, it helps you build better relationship with people, family members, you know, strangers, you know, relationship, you know, your kids, you know, even your animals, you know, by just gaining knowledge and keeping up with change. So change is very important, you know, very, very important. Why do we want to change? You know, besides for others, it's also for ourselves, as we spoke about earlier in this next part. Our fulfillment, you know. Thing we just spoke about is that we change for people, you know. And that fulfillment of helping others directly or indirectly fulfill us. You know, seeing someone happy, seeing someone able to get over and maneuver, you know, problem in their life, you know, makes you happy, you know, and that gives you a sense of fulfillment, you know. And for yourself, it's, you know, being able to say or wake up in the morning and feel okay, you know, telling yourself that you have things under control, that you're in charge, you know, you're in charge of your own life, you're in charge of your own destiny, you know, under our Father which is in heaven, you know. And this, you know, radiates towards everything. You know, you feel better on the inside. As you feel better on the inside, you look better on the outside. You know, you're able to embrace life, you know, take on new things. You know, all this is due to understanding and keeping up with change. You know, very, very, very important. You know, in my time, I had changed a lot of things, you know, from, you know, body transformation, you know, to education, you know, to a better understanding of life, you know, to socializing, you know, moving from anxiety problems, you know. And just looking back, these changes were worth it, you know, because it brings me to the position where I am today, where I am confident enough to even talk about it, you know. Even in this session, even to other people, I can talk about it and be proud because I'm sure that what I did, you know, had made my life better. You know, I'm now able to give my small contribution back to society, you know. And this I will do probably for the rest of my lifetime. You know, and it's purposeful. It gives me a sense of fulfillment. You know? And when thinking back about these changes, some of them were so hard, so difficult to actually process and actually believe that you can actually do make these changes. It really was. But I believed and I kept on going. Even up to this day, I still believe in some of the changes that I'm working on. Preparing myself for different changes. And as I have believed before, I will continue believing because I know it is true. And people often wonder, or often say, Boyce look like he has a care, has not a care in the world. He's always smiling, he's always happy. He always looks to the positive side of things. And that's basically half true. Because we all have problems. We all have worries, we all have care in the world. But when you understand, have a basic understanding of how life works, not a total understanding, because we never can have a total understanding, but when you have a basic understanding of how life works, and you see it repeat itself over and over again, we learn. Well, those who want to, we learn. And we understand that we don't have to look at life in that negative direction because we have a better understanding. So, we look at it in a positive way, positive direction, and that's powerful. Very, 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 very powerful. Change. It's one of the things in this world that we have said happens whether you like it or not. It happens regardless. Now what happens if you don't change in a positive direction? Not changing in a positive direction leaves you basically in an unfulfilled life. It leaves you in despair because, as we had said, things change regardless. And just give an example. You're growing up, right? You're accustomed with everyone doing things for you. Things are always done for you. You don't really have to work hard for anything. Now, that's okay. But you reach a position where you're no longer an adolescent, you're now an adult. You have everything done from you from since the beginning, or since you actually know yourself. And that's all fine and well. But what about when someone else comes along and asks you for advice and an opinion? An adolescent. You're an adult now, so someone younger, an adolescent, a child. Those people are looking up to you. You might not believe it or not, but someone's looking up to you, watching your life, watching to see the direction you're going, and they want advice and want help. And when they come to you, before you even know, they say, "So, mom," and you're like, "So, mom? What? Have I really gotten that old?" Yes, you did. And they ask certain questions about life, and you're not able to answer. You're not of that level of understanding of life yet. You're at the age, but your mind is not at that level of wisdom. And then and there, that same person, you're not the answer. You don't have the answer, or you don't even have an opinion of what's going on. That's not a good feeling, you know. And then that same said person, if they're close to you, could lose respect for you, you know, because what they're looking for, you can't have, or you can't provide for them. You don't have and can't provide for them, you know. So your contribution basically is not much to society, you know. And as we said, your fulfillment comes from serving humanity, you know, regardless of what it is. You know, so you got to know. You know, you've got to know, you've got to know. Knowing is better, you know. Knowing is being able to keep up with change. You know? Because you don't want to be on your bed, you know, at your last, and the ones that you love are around you, you know, people who close to you, you know, even people outside of your circle, you know, will watch you and say, yeah, you have lived, but have you really lived? You know, you never really contribute anything. You could have done so much more, you know, and because we're only here for a short time, basically, you know, we don't make it out alive, you know, but the joy of contributing, you know, to life, a life after us, even when we're gone, is so fulfilling, you know, that love, that inspiration and motivation, you know, those teachings like the Bible and the Quran, the Bhagavad Gita, you know, from all these religious books, you know, it fulfills life, you know, and makes you feel whole as a human being, you know. So this is my session on change, you know. Go out there and change today, whatever you're doing, maybe as small as it is, you know. Maybe that food that you're eating right now that you don't want to eat, you know, you don't have to eat it. Change to something more healthier, you know, that little workout you want to do, you know, that book you want to read that has been watching you for months, you know, that school you wanted to start, you know, that job you wanted to apply for, you know, that relationship you wanted to start or mend with someone, you know, that inspirational session that you wanted to start, you know, that business idea that you had, you know. It's always nice to know that you can change your life anytime you like, and that's powerful, you know. So this is my session, you know, on change. So from Boycie's world to your world, always keep good and God bless, and make that change today and contribute to society. Thank you.